My name is Rick Brooks. I am one of the co-owners of Rockin Rooster Comics and Games. We are a Cincinnati local comics and gaming store. Provides weekly new comics, a wealth of back issues, trade paperbacks, gaming, card games, nothing video, nothing electronics, but we carry board games, miniature games, card games, and role-playing games. Rockin Rooster came about in late 2006. I was working for another comic shop locally for 17 years and had really loved the comics industry and day-to-day conversations with the various customers that would come in the store. And after the Ohio location of that comic shop I worked for 17 years closed down in summer of 2006. So about 3 months later, decided to get the paperwork together, and so about 6 months later, we opened up Rockin Rooster, another comic shop here in the Western Hills area of Cincinnati. Probably my favorite thing about Rockin Rooster is the customers. The customers that come in, and I never know who's going to come in. Some of them, they're obviously repeat customers, but from day to day, from week to week, you never know what the conversations are going to bring. It could be conversations about comics, it could be conversations about kids, it could be conversations about sports. I mean, you just never know what somebody is going to bring up or start talking about, and just the interaction with all the people coming into the store is probably my favorite thing. I have loved comic books since I was single years when I was a small child. And I guess just from seeing the Batman TV show back in the 1960s and then seeing some comic books on a shelf when I was out with my parents and picked up a comic or picked up a couple of comics. And I've just always loved comics. Just the stories you can read, it helps you escape from reality and just puts you into another world for the time that you're reading the comics and looking at the artwork. One big benefit is that it will help to relieve a lot of stress from a lot of people. It just takes you into another world when you're reading some of the comics. Some of them are fun to read. A lot of parents will use comic books for younger kids to try to get them to read, to try to entice them to read. Maybe they don't like to read books, so they'll start them with comic books, and then that will progress their reading skills and so forth, and get them reading novels and things of the nature. So that's a good benefit as well. We run several gaming tournaments here at the store on a weekly basis. Some of them are kind of hectic, and we're stay busy behind the counter, and we're working behind the counter so that the people on that side of the counter that's playing the games can have fun and not worry about things.
Rockin Rooster is a good place to do tournaments. I've met countless people from multiple backgrounds while playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Really opened up my circle for people like me who are antisocial. My best experiences at Rocket are generally the times that I go like EXO in tournaments, like undefeated, then to get cool prizes at the end.
Most of the tournaments have prizes. There are some small entry fees for some of the tournaments. Hero Clicks is typically a free tournament to play, and we pay out prizes to the winner, the second place, and also what's considered fellowship for that. Yu-Gi-Oh! We pay out the top 4 in the tournament each Friday. That's a $6 entry fee to play. We use the entry fee to pay for the prizes. We basically give them store credit so they can pick their own prizes instead of just sticking them with what we want to get rid of. We actually give them store credit. Same thing for Magic the Gathering, Friday Night Magic. 4 players in each of the tournaments. We run 2 tournaments or 3 tournaments. Then the top 4 players in each tournament gets paid out store credit. The booster drafts we run on Saturdays is every player that we have that participates in the tournament, we throw 2 booster packs of Magic the Gathering into the prize pool for prize support that we also give out to the top 4 players. In that, Star Wars Destiny has tournament kits and prize kits for that also. Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder Society is not a tournament, but it's a campaign setting, and it's just fun for people to come in and play, and there's no charge for that. Friday, we have Friday Night Magic. It starts at 7 p.m. We'll build their own Magic the Gathering decks, bring them in, and we run sometimes 2 or 3 tournaments simultaneously on Friday nights. At the same time, at 6 o'clock on Friday nights, in an upper gaming room, we have 2 gaming rooms. We run Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments every Friday night. We offer Magic the Gathering booster drafts every Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Hero Clicks, a tabletop miniature game, we run those tournaments every Saturday at 5 o'clock and every other Wednesday at 6:30. We also run the Pathfinder Society every other Wednesday from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. We have 3 different Dungeons and Dragons gaming groups that meet on every other Saturday, every other Sunday. We also have Star Wars X-Wing tabletop miniature games that run every other Sunday. Star Wars Destiny dice game that runs every Sunday. And we always run pre-release tournaments for Magic the Gathering. This past weekend was a big pre-release for the Magic the Gathering Dominaria. And we always run a midnight Friday night pre-release tournament, one Saturday at noon, the Two-Headed Giant team play Saturday. We also offer some open gaming space that people can bring in their board games and use our space to play board games here if they don't want to play in their basement or on their kitchen table or something of that nature.
Friday Night Magic here is pretty casual, which is very nice. It's a very laid-back evening, so we'll get paired up against different people each round, and it's an opportunity to introduce yourself, meet some people. I've met some friends through the shop, and this is top-notch. I've known the shop owner for probably 3 years now. He's a great guy.
I like seeing people have fun. I like seeing people come in and playing in the tournaments, coming in and having a good time. After all, that's what games were for. Games were designed for people to have fun with. It wasn't designed for people to get mad about something or increase their stress levels over a game. It should be something that you escape from the real world for a couple of hours and don't worry about other things for a while. If you get a chance, come by and see us. We're at 5000 Glenway Avenue in Western Hills here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Give us a call if you have any questions about anything. We have a wealth of back issue comics that goes all the way back to the 1950s and 60s and all the way up to present. New books every week, tons of gaming to choose from, and special orders are always welcome.